nobody can deny from 2016 onwards. Look at the debate that emerged about interference when Hillary and Trump faced off each other in 2016. Nobody can deny the disproportionate power that these tech platforms have. And it's a double-edged sword. Look, back then it was used against you and now it's used for you. That's the meaning of a double-edged sword. You're giving them so much power. Does anyone deserve to have that much power? It is a double-edged sword, and I'm advising you all that that is dangerous. When President Trump was taken to court and told that he can't block people on Twitter because he's a president, a sitting president, and that account of his, even the personal one, he's using to announce policy, and therefore he's not allowed to block people on Twitter under free speech rules under the US Constitution. Do you remember that? He lost that case because the judges said, you're a president, you're not allowed to block people. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're not allowed to block people because your tweet, your personal Twitter profile is announcing public policy, and the judges have said you're not allowed to block people, then you're a sitting president. How on earth does a tech company have the power to silence you if you're not allowed to block other people? By the very same reasoning, it cannot be that you should be allowed to ban the sitting president. And I will end on this note and say, please understand what I'm saying. This isn't about Trump for me. I value the office of president in the greatest and most powerful democracy history has witnessed, higher than I value my disdain for President Trump or any other president. Please understand where I'm coming from. If anybody should be anti-Trump, it should be me. Not as a survivor of the war on terror, but you know what his rhetoric has been about regarding Muslims. And yet I'm able to divorce myself from this conversation and say to you what I value more is the sanctity of the office of president. I don't care whether you think somebody's defiling or not defiling it, because, well, I do care, but I'm saying that's not my point. My point is the office is worth more than that. No tech company should have that much power to silence the office. And I say silence the office because it's already been ruled in courts that that platform was the office of the president, which is why he wasn't allowed to block people. So if he's not allowed to block people, why is he allowed to be blocked himself? Think about that glaring contradiction. Think about the fact that China is genocide obfuscating on that very same platform, the tweets I just read for you. Think about the fact that YouTube shuts down a radio station here in Britain for being anti-lockdown while allowing Chinese government paid-for propaganda to obfuscate for genocide. And then think about what's going on. Never stop asking why. Think about the fact that since my hunger strike at the beginning of this year, still to this day, to my deep, deep frustration and shame, there has not been a single mainstream newspaper front page on history's most technologically sophisticated genocide. And the Jewish News, credit to them, has run about 2 or 3, and especially due to the hard work that Nusrat Ghani MP has been doing. But why has there not been a mainstream front page newspaper? The Economist is a monthly magazine. They ran something. I'm talking about the newspapers we read every day. There hasn't been one. Never stop asking why these glaring inconsistencies exist. And if you don't stop asking why, you might end up understanding why I'm so wound up about all of this. You might stop asking me, Maajid, why did you change this year? We're talking about genocide. We say never again. Do we mean it?